this new wave of airstrikes was going to be significant in the way that it was phrased or shaped. That could mean a lot of things, potentially that this is going to be significant targets and not a significant number of strikes. We've already seen reports on the ground in Lebanon that there's been at least one reported strike in the Bekaa Valley. That brings the total number of Israeli strikes that we've seen today up to 2 confirmed airstrikes. We've also been working with some very difficult to understand complexities of this situation here, because it does appear that there's also been some activity along the front lines with IDF ground forces as well, potentially some shelling with artillery that has taken place, a resumption of shelling with artillery. If you zoom out a bit, earlier, actually within the last few hours, a UNIFIL spokesperson telling CNN that Israel has violated the ceasefire more than 100 times. Now, when they describe those violations, they're talking about this is a large ceasefire text, a large agreement here. So not every time, I don't believe that they're trying to go one for one airstrikes or artillery shelling. But we should say that over the last 6 days, it has been significant. And we have seen more activity on the military activity on the Israeli side. That said, the latitude of this agreement is on the Israeli end. They have far more authority to carry out these preemptive strikes, to hit Hezbollah facilities, to hit Hezbollah men as they're operating south of the Litani River. A senior IDF source telling me over the weekend that they had a lot of evidence, direct videos and images that they were willing to share of Hezbollah rearming, regrouping south of the Litani River, and that the IDF was undertaking a very delicate, over the last 6 days at least, very delicate approach in choosing which targets to hit to try and maintain this ceasefire as best could possibly be held. Also learned that there was a new framework for the rules of engagement, the decision-making process during the course of this ceasefire as to how to respond. That should be somewhat obvious during the course of a ceasefire. The rules of engagement certainly change, but it's no longer the authority delegated to those field commanders to be able to make decisions about what targets to hit and when. Obviously, any military action that will be carried out does rise to the highest levels of the chain of command, authorizing certain strikes and when they happen. Right now, we do believe that those planes are still in the air and that there are still targets that are either being hit now or will be hit shortly. There are drones over the skies of Beirut, and Beirut residents say they can hear them throughout much of the afternoon. Hezbollah, for their part, and this is really what it all comes down to, if Hezbollah begins firing rockets into northern Israel, that passes, I'm told, a very significant threshold and will be met with extreme force. We're in a moment now where we are waiting to see how Hezbollah responds, and it is very delicate. We're also watching a very delicate situation along the front lines. Remember, this is a military area about a week ago that was filled with IDF soldiers and Hezbollah duking it out one-on-one. Since this ceasefire began, thousands of civilians have poured into this area, Nicole.